Do you want to know everything that's happening in the Naples real estate market? Well, today I'm breaking down the May 2020 real estate market report, and I'm joined by Denny Grimes, a pioneer in the Southwest Florida real estate market, and we're going to go over the numbers, the stats, and everything you need to know if you're a buyer or seller in today's market. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I'm Rob Woessner from the Denny Grimes and team. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything about eating, sleeping, working, playing, and the real estate market, this is the channel you need to subscribe to. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you're notified every time we drop a new video. If you're even thinking of making the move here to Southwest Florida, well, you need to take the first step. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you want to get in touch with us. We have the systems and processes dialed down to make this as smooth and easy as possible. We have your back when buying or selling property, Southwest Florida. Welcome to the May 2020 Real Estate Market Update Report for Naples, Florida. Today I'm joined with Denny Grimes. Thank you for joining me, Denny. Appreciate it. So the biggest number that came out of this report was home sales were down 50%. Can you give us some guidance as to what's causing that?
Well, it sounds kind of like a knockout punch to the market. However, it really does not mean that. Okay. The report that came out that the May closed sales were down 40 to 50%, depending on what county you're looking at, are only reflecting what basically took place in the pending sales the month previous to that.
Okay.
And so because the market's been shut down, generally because of COVID, there was really no March, and April sales were very slow. Therefore, May closings are slow. So this is, the optimist would say, we'll look for what's positive about the report. The pessimist will look what's negative about it. Right. And so let me tell you what's positive about it is that basically we were expecting this report because we knew that pending sales in April were down, therefore the closings will be slow in May. However, here's the fact that the media hasn't reported yet. However, they will next month. June's pending sales are 106% above what they were last month. So the market has already bottomed. Now this is really important news, particularly for sellers. Sellers could be missing an awesome opportunity because I know a lot of people had intended to put their homes on the market for season, which we didn't have season because of COVID, or they had some health concerns, so they basically have kept their homes off the market. They're still on the fence. And then buyers are stepping back in big time because number one, we have pent up demand because again, we didn't have season, and people are feeling better, a little bit more optimistic about the economy and things are opening up again. Now we know that the COVID numbers are starting to climb again, so I don't know what's going to happen in the future. However, right now is probably the best time in maybe 12 or 24 months for a seller to put their property on the market. Why? Buyer interest is high, and the inventory of available homes is extremely low. So if a seller's out there right now and had the thought of maybe coming and putting their home on the market, decided to wait because of COVID, they should reconsider that. If you even had the thought of maybe putting your home on the market in the next year, you may want to accelerate that. I mean, I've learned in my 35 years of real estate not to be able to predict the future. However, right now the market is extremely hot, and as you know, buyers have very little to choose from. We're seeing homes that are selling, even homes that have been on the market for a long time. And something interesting as I study in Lee and Collier County, Rob, there's about 25 or 30% of the sellers out there that have had their home on the market for over a year. That basically means the market is saying no. They're probably too aggressive on price. Sellers, I'm suggesting that you meet with your agent, have a consult with your agent, because right now you could probably sell it for at top dollar. However, you can't be unrealistic. Now, my concern is, Rob, is that because COVID numbers are climbing again, this may relax the momentum in the market a little bit, and we'll have to see how that pans out. However, now, if I were a seller or thinking about selling, I'd have a sign in my yard post haste.
Okay, so after I looked at those numbers, and if I was a buyer, I would think I can get a good deal now because not a lot's selling. Sellers might be desperate for that sale. But you just kind of put a spin on that. So if I'm a buyer sitting on the fence, maybe seeing what I want to do, what is your advice for a buyer right now?
No, there's a lot of buyers when COVID first hit, they thought that maybe the homes would, go on sale, maybe buy one, get one free.
Sure.
How'd that work out for them?
Not very good.
No. In fact, the best time to buy, so if you're a buyer, The best time to buy is when sellers fear tomorrow's worse than today. Now, when COVID first hit, there was a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace, and you might have had some advantage. Now, I'm not saying you'd buy one, get one free. However, there were some sellers that were a little bit concerned, and you might have got a little bit more of maybe a better deal. I don't know. You're not going to get a really good deal on price. You might have gotten the lawnmower that won't start, or the avocado grade refrigerator into the garage. However, that uncertainty has basically cleared up a little bit. And I think sellers probably feel a little bit more bullish moving forward because they can see that the COVID disruption is more like a 9/11 event in the fact that basically the market is disrupted, goes back to normal. It's not something that's going to be like a 2006 event where we had a market crash that took us 10 or 12 years to recover. So my advice to buyers is, number one, if you want to buy a home, there's still upward pressure on prices. However, don't be disheartened because the prices aren't rising that fast. Maybe 2, 4, 6%, depending on where you're looking. And I don't see that changing. I don't have a crystal ball. Again, 35 years of real estate, I've learned not to predict the future. I know COVID's going to be with us for a while. However, across the country, I'm talking to agents across the country, real estate market is still moving, and particularly in the price ranges that we call the sweet spot, it's moving at a pretty good clip. So I don't see prices retreating unless there's some sort of catastrophic event moving forward that it's unforeseen at this point.
Another stat that Naples reported is that overall inventory is down 27%, and the average days on market is now down 15%. So if I'm a buyer or a seller, how should I interpret those numbers?
First of all, take it from a buyer standpoint. Kind of like we just mentioned, the homes, there's low inventory, homes are selling faster. So from a buyer perspective, number one, get your track shoes on, because the best homes always sell first because they're the best. And the other homes are called the leftovers. So there is a procedure you can follow to basically make sure you are getting real-time information. Many times the national websites, the Zillows of the world, can give you information. However, it's not necessarily real time. So if you're not working with a real estate agent, develop a relationship with one that basically they understand your motivation, they understand what you're looking for, and they're actually being proactive about finding the home. For example, here at Denny Grimes and Company, we actually run ads on Facebook, etc. Seller wanted. We have buyers looking for this. We do our best to reach out to the shadow sellers out there. There's sellers that aren't on the market, that are thinking about coming down the market, and we attempt to head off that pass for our buyers. So develop a relationship with a real estate agent that's going to give you that level of service. If you're financing, make sure you have a current pre-approval and you're ready to go. Then when you make the offer, particularly if you're in the sweet spot, and that's basically going to be in Collier County, 500 by 50 down, Lee County, 300, 350 down, there's not going to be like offering 20%. You're going to have to go in strong, sometimes full price, maybe even full price. A great agent can basically school you on that. Now, from a seller's perspective, basically we have for the last 10 years, it's been a seller's market, meaning lower inventory, homes are selling fast, and upward pressure on price. That's still the case. However, for you to win in this market, sellers, you still have to be realistic. You can't basically take the value of your home, multiply it by the zip code, and that's going to be the asking price. The market's still very efficient, and if you have your home on the market now, or your property on the market, and you're not getting the level of activity, that suggests you may have a pricing problem and therefore have a consultation with your agent. It's all about the correct positioning. And I know there's a lot of homes that sell like in a few minutes, and you have multiple offers. That may be good if the seller wants to move fast, or it also could mean that you're leaving money on the table. Here at Denny Grimes and Company, I've basically been studying the market for the last 22 years, have developed a lot of strategies for sellers to maximize their equity return. So my advice to buyers, be quick. My advice to sellers, be realistic.
I think that's great advice. Thank you. So I know you speak at Market Watch here for Southwest Florida and go over everything that's happening in the real estate market. If people want more information, more statistics, and really want a really good understanding of the market here, how can they get this information that you put out and access that information?
Sure, Rob. So I've been the keynote speaker at Market Watch for the last 22 years, talking about the trends in the residential market in Southwest Florida. It's the largest real estate event of its kind in the country. And so what we do is we assemble a very comprehensive book dealing with residential information as well as some of the new construction. And it's actually 18 pages. So there's probably more data here than the average person would want. However, if you want to be educated on what's happening within the marketplace, I take Southwest Florida and break it into sub-markets, homes and condos, trends, change in price, etc. If you want a copy of the most current information we have, I'd have you email doh@dennygrimes.com. DOH stands for our Director of Happiness. Yes, we have one. So doh@dennygrimes.com, and just have in a subject line say a market report. We'll be happy to send you a PDF of the most current real estate information there is in Southwest Florida.
Denny, I really appreciate you joining me today and breaking down the Naples report and giving everybody a great insight of what's really happening in the pulse of the market today. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for watching the May 2020 Real Estate Market Update Report. If you have any other questions, please drop them in the comments and we'll be sure to get back to you. If you're thinking about making the move here to Southwest Florida, well, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you want to get in touch with us. Here at the Denny Grimes team, we have the systems and processes dialed down to make the process as smooth and easy as possible. We have your back when buying or selling property in Southwest Florida. And until our next video, we'll catch you later.